I'm not sure. Let's take a look. The myth of Atlantis was written by Plato, a Greek philosopher. Plato was said to have lived from 428 to 348 BC. He was a student of Socrates. After studying with Socrates, Plato began his own philosophy school. There, he began to write his philosophies in play form. These dialogues always featured Socrates as the main character.
In the Timaeus and Critias, he always wrote about an amazing place called Atlantis. In Critias, Plato wrote about Atlantis' architecture, engineering, and ceremonies in great detail. Many people, even Plato's own students, thought this place was Plato's own creation, but he argued that Atlantis was real, and filled with more splendors than anyone could imagine. Plato's revelation was told to him by a man named Solon, who in turn received information about Atlantis from the ancient Egyptians.
Atlantis was an island supposedly larger than Libya and Asia put together, and rich in natural resources. The Atlanteans thrived under the rule of their 10 kings, and lived simple, virtuous lives. They were an extremely advanced civilization with technology far ahead of their time. A golden statue of Poseidon resided inside a mountaintop temple to honor the great god of the sea that constructed their city. Poseidon built alternating rings of land and water surrounding Atlantis to protect Cleto from other men, which limited Atlantean contact with other civilizations. Isolated with their wealth, the Atlanteans became selfish and corrupt. The gods were displeased by this, and they decided that Atlantis should be punished for what they had become. Although it is generally accepted that Atlantis was destroyed in a series of floods and earthquakes, there are many different theories on what caused its disappearance. We're here today with 5 esteemed professors, here to share their ideas on the existence of Atlantis and how it disappeared. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Hello, I am Dr. Vivian Anderson.
I am Dr. Elizabeth Bennett from London.
My turn. Dr. Luna, from the Arizona. UFOs and all. That's where I'm from.
Good night. PhD Paul Weitzenberg from Germany.
Oh, y'all, I'm Billy Muck the Fourth Doctor from America. That's me. Thanks for having me here.
So, who would like to share their theories on why Atlantis isn't here anymore?
So you're saying that you have pictures of Atlantis? Yes. I went underwater near Cuba and I saw these great pyramids, bigger than Egypt was.
Was there anybody living there? Because we all know Atlantis has the people living there still.
But did
you see any people?
Atlantis doesn't exist anymore. It was destroyed by
I
a
agree.
volcano.
Atlantis doesn't exist, and
Yeah.
it never
Question this
existed.
doctor. Of course, it existed, but it was destroyed by the volcano.
I agree that what you're saying is slightly true, and the city of Atlantis really is Thera. See, Thera was created by a volcano, and in the end it was also destroyed by that same volcano. But it did not sink into the bottom of the ocean to create this city that was at some amazing technological level. Thera was far below that. It was your standard city. But Plato took this and interpreted it in literacy. So this is just mythology. It did happen in the sense that a city was destroyed and crumbled into the ocean, but no, there is no city that's thriving underwater now.
I never said they were thriving underwater with people. I am saying facts. I have seen great pyramids underwater. The ice melting created a rise of water level, which covered this great city of Atlantis.
And does Atlantis still exist today?
Yes!
No.
Okay.
I am not saying that there are more people underwater. We all know that is clearly impossible. I am saying there was a great city, and it is now underwater. I say sea levels were 400 feet lower than they are now. That's perfect to show that Atlantis did exist. Islands were lost. Coastlines changed when all that ice melted at the end of the Ice Age.
All my stuff.
Atlantis is at the bottom of the sea by Cuba. I have gone down there, taken pictures of the huge temples, big pyramids, bigger than the ones in Egypt. They're there. They're ancient ruins that show Atlantis existed. It is there. Another way of showing is the Cuban Missile Crisis was created to show the discovery of these big pyramids. So nobody knows about it except for us because we have seen them. I have gone down there and taken these pictures. Atlantis is real, and I know it is because I've seen it.
Yeah, go for it.
A long time ago, Earth had 2 moons. I say 2 moons. Venus and our normal moon. Luna, my namesake. As Venus was pulled closer to the Earth, slowly, on centuries, it got closer and closer until it hit a certain point on Earth. And that point was Atlantis. Atlantis sending it down to the oceans as it turned into a thriving oceanic city. And then Venus, leaving no traces that it had been there previously, bounced into the great known outer space.
Ladies, this is all irrelevant because the city of Atlantis doesn't even exist anymore.
I agree, it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist anymore. How
No,
can there be
yes, it does.
living in a city that doesn't exist?
You're saying that this city doesn't exist. I am saying this
that.
city does exist.
Do we all exist?
Mermen, pyramids underwater.
I have seen them. I have pictures
Where
of
are
the
they?
pyramids.
Can we see those pictures? Can you show us the pictures?
Can we
Let's see
see
them.
those pictures?
Let's see them.
Yes.
Would that be possible?
Okay.
Doctor, remind me of your name? Luna, right?
Luna.
Okay, so Luna, there were people before Venus came on Earth, right, that were living above water, walking around just as us, and they survived the destruction of Venus colliding with the city and causing the city to sink underwater. They survived a planet colliding with another planet, and they also survived living underwater, which is an environment they were never built for. What? I don't understand this. Please do explain.
Oh, have you ever jumped in a boat?
Have you? And that's why you hit your head so hard?
Have I ever jumped in a boat? I don't think I would jump in a boat. I think the boat would tip over, but I have.
Yes, and flip the boat. There's pockets of air. People can survive when the boat's flipped over.
You've seen the island?
Exactly!
Live there.
But Pirates of the Caribbean!
That's all a film. It's not.
It wasn't that Atlantis was crushed by that whole meteorite thing, but it went down below the ocean as a whole with a little dome of air on top of it.
Pockets of air! Pockets of air!
But then pockets of air!
And that's why
Wouldn't the
humans
air
have 2
rise
eyes.
to the surface of the water?
But over
Air is lighter than
thousands-
water, though.
Over thousands of years being under there in the water, people acclimated to the conditions.
Yeah, how did people survive underwater for even a day without the technology we have now?
They had a very advanced civilization there
Oh,
on
did
Atlantis.
they?
We breathe air.
What is going on?
Saying because Atlantis was destroyed by a volcano. And yeah. Atlantis was on the island of Thera, and on the island of Thera was a volcano called Santorin. And the volcano of Santorin erupted, which destroyed Atlantis and created the islands of Santorini. Oh yes, I believe that there was an advanced civilization on the island of Thera before the volcano erupted.
Well, you know, Atlantis might not even be on Earth.
What are you
Oh.
suggesting? That it's on Mars?
You know, we have no idea. The government's hiding them.
This
Listening
contradicts
to us.
everything known
moving
about the
on.
solar system.
The Atlantic civilization of Atlantis in the middle middle of the Atlantic, which is between the Americas and Europeans. It was destroyed by a meteorite about in the 8000s BCE. And that a bunch of other little meteorites struck the coast of America and create all those bays and harbors and Chesapeake along there to make craters. And they made some islands, and there are some islands still in the middle of Atlantic. But Atlantis was the greatest one, and there was this great civilization just hanging out, having some fun time, eating some grits. Have you ever wondered how the people up in the Siberia, the Lake Superior, and those kind of Great Lakes area got their copper technology? Well, I'm here to tell you that they're from Atlantis. And they tunneled under the sea, and they brought those copper tools.
In the myth of Atlantis, Poseidon married a mortal woman named Cleito and built a sacred home for her and her 10 children. They became the first kings of Atlantis. Atlantis attempted to expand its empire through the conquest of many nearby regions.
However, when they tried to take over the Greek city of Athens, they failed. Athens was overjoyed with their victory and filled with pride. When the Atlanteans returned to their island, a flood occurred and destroyed their civilization. They were never seen from or heard from again.